What's up YouTube? My name's Quick and welcome back to the channel. It's freezing cold in here again. I've just been round squirting everything with oil and that as well because I don't want the boys getting rusty or antique looking again. That's what happened last time we had a cold snap in here. So anyway, I hate vans. I hate vans with a passion. I haven't got any heaters in there. The blower's not working. And I thought it would have been this thing. So I've just swapped it out and it in. But I thought it would have been because it's like, put it on number 4. And you know, that has only ever been the one that's worked. Number 4 setting, full blast. And then that stopped working. So I thought, well, it's probably switchgear or something, isn't it? Because, you know, it's just number 4 that worked. But no, it ain't. So I've just swapped that out for no reason. I'm sure someone was going on about a resistor pack. So I've got my book of words. I'm going to have a look in it and see if I can find out what they're going on about and swap that next. But I thought a resistor pack would have been in here with the controller jobby thing. That just makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, that's where I'll put it. But there you go. Anyway, this is an update on the giveaway. There ain't going to be any work going on. Right? So, if you're looking for me to be twirling spanners and fitting stuff and cutting stuff to length and all that, you're in the wrong video. It's not happening. This video is just a giveaway update. So, a couple of reasons for doing it. Actually, is it? Yeah, that way. All these lovely people up here, they're chipping in to support the build, or have already chipped in, should I say. One of them is going to win the bike, but one of the main reasons for doing these videos is just to say thank you to these absolute legends, because it's made a world of difference. And to confirm names, so your name is definitely going in the hat, and just to wish you the best of luck. Basically, one of you's getting it. The other reason for doing these videos is just to go through some bits and pieces that's turned up, what I've ordered, what I'm doing, and what the plans are. And we have a plan. You know, we always have a plan. It's just whether it comes off or not. So, a few bits and pieces. I've just got some 90-degree spade connectors. That's just for the coils. Yeah, the primary side of stuff. Just I've got straight ones, but they always seem to sort of nudge into one another and all that stuff. So we're going with 90 degrees. It will just neaten it up. Also got a starter solenoid. He's a nice new one. So we'll be going on. Nothing special about it. It's just a starter solenoid, but it is new and it's not broken. So it's way better than the other one. All the Goodrich stuff has gone back for 2 reasons. One is, well, I really wanted to mock everything up, so put a banjo on, hold the line up, see where it all bows if I fix it here and blah, 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 and just make sure I can get everything to the right length. So I ate it on the front because the right side hose is going to need to be shorter than the left hand hose, just because it ain't got as far to go. But I want you to be able to look down the side of the bike and the brake lines bow the same amount, if that makes it. I know it's a stupid thing, but I hate it when stuff like that is off. But the trouble is, if you did want to change it or cut the line down or something like this, 1, you've opened the packet, so you now can't return it. And you would have to return it, because 2, they're not a rebuildable. You can't, it's not nuts and olives. Everything is crimped on. It's just everything is made to a certain length. Assuming that's what you want, because that's what you bought, and that's what you're running with. I can't mock it up as I want to. So all the Goodrich stuff has gone back, and I've now put an order in for about 200 quid's worth of Venhill stuff. This is rebuildable braking system, brake lines and whatnot. So we've got all the banjos and stuff, got all the olives and nuts. I've got 3 meters of line coming. The only thing I haven't got is the P-clips. Stainless P-clips with that rubber insert thing. I will get some. But that's what we're going with. And they're just, they'll refund the Goodrich stuff and the money will go to something else, I suppose. That'll all be fine. As far as the calipers and stuff goes, these were painted. Yeah, and they look all right. It ain't going to be bad. But things like the bottom of the fork legs I want to get powder coated. So I want to have all that lot off when we come to do the final rebuild and whatnot. So just calipers and like the torque arm and the rear caliper and all, it's all just going to get powder coated the same when we get to that point. I'll just throw it in the bucket and Jack can have at it, that's fine. For now, all we're going to do for dyno day, I think, is just run one caliper on the front. I do. I mean, all we want to do is to hold it on the brakes when we're going up a slope, or loading it in the van, or sticking it on and off the dyno, that sort of stuff. So I've got a hose somewhere, which, you know, it will do. I don't care if it's on the outside, if it's not clipped down or anything else. It's just to get it in and out of the van. So I'll be running that line to one front caliper, and that'll do. Speaking of dynos, I dropped Crispy a message, actually. I did that yesterday, saying, well, when you're free, come down, have a squint at the bike and see what's needed, you know, for a dyno run, and then I'll make sure that's all put in place and it's all good and safe and you're happy with it before I'll bring it down. So he's checking his diary today. I need to give him a call, actually. I'll do that in a sec. But I've given him when I'm in here, so he's just going to check his diary, see when he's free, and then he'll be coming down to give the bike a once over. And we should also be able to book a dyno day in, which is mint. I'm also going to give Jamie a shout as well, because there's no real reason why we can't start having a go at wiring. This weekend, I want to be having a go at that battery holder thing. I'm still waiting on the bloody rubber strap, though, which is really annoying. Because that sort of, you know, I want to have it in my hand just so I can check with a template how high I need to make the back bit. You'll see when we get to it. But I really want to be cracking on with that. So I've got 4 little tabs to make up. So they're going to get welded onto the frame. The rest of it is all going to be done in alley. Those tabs is going to be done in steel. I've already got all the alley, so I'm just waiting on this bloody rubber strap. You know, just retaining strap sort of thing. So, but that's the plan. And that bit is the last bit of fabrication that's needed, I think, apart from maybe a couple of earth points, possibly. But that's the only fabrication bit that is needed in order to stick it on the dyno. All the other stuff, like the number plate board and I don't really give a monkeys about that. That can all happen afterwards. But for dyno, I do want that secured. I don't really want it just sat there flopping about or nothing. Well, I've got another one of these coming as well. So I've ordered another fuel tap. This one, like you turn it on, and it was just like a dribble of fuel coming out of it. So it's obviously gummed up and, you know, blah-de-blah-de-blah. I could just have it all apart and clean it, and it'll probably be absolutely fine. But, you know, some of the coatings are going. It just looks antique and a bit bleh. So I've got another one of them coming. He's on his way. I've also got an O-ring, which is going to be big enough to go around the outside of this. He's on his way, so obviously when I start monkeying about with this and opening that hole up just a little bit, I'm also going to put a groove in the outside of this, just sort of halfway down, just to try and stop some of the, you know, moisture and that getting into it. So he's all good. And I've got a couple of other little O-rings as well. What else have I got? Oh yeah, the bloody oil cooler. It's coming from, do I say it? I've gone on and checked the thingy. It's coming from Wilson Race Performance or whatever. It was ordered on the 5th. It's not even showing as dispatched yet. So I just sent them a shitty email. So that should be, again, we don't really need that until final build, but I want it here. I don't want stuff just, you know, where is it? I don't know. What else was there? What else have we got coming? There is something else. Where's my phone? I know there was something else. Oh yeah, I was starting to think about seat catches. So I think I've decided that the seat ump is going to be separate to the seat pan, if that makes, you know, the bit that you actually sit on. So I'm going to do it similar sort of style to what I did with Jixit. But then I was looking at release mechanisms and all sorts. So I've got like a little, it's like a key thing, but all it does is swing a little arm that pulls a cable. Loads of them is electric now, and most of them has got like a really long fitting to it for a seat release, because normally it's sort of set back to the frame, so it's got to get to the bodywork. So what we're going to do is very discreetly in that bottom under tray thing, there's just going to be a key thing sticking. It's going to be the only key for the bike. But I've got him on his way because I need to start figuring out how the latching mechanism is going to work and where the seat mounts are going to be placed and all that other sort of stuff. So that's coming, just because I need to see what the throw is and, you know, all that. We will be reusing the Bandit seat post, I would think. Either that or I'll just make something similar that, you know, kind of copies it but isn't quite so big because it is a big unit. But we'll see what we do when we get to that point. Right, I've just got off the phone with Crispy. We have a bit of a plan. So, the rest of this week, I'm just going to go, you know, things like I'm going to shorten down the HT leads and get all that in, hook up the oil lines, put some fluids in it. Just, you know, if the braking stuff does turn, well, actually, I've got that other line anyway. So we'll rig up a front brake, take off like the rear brake and that. I mean, that can basically stay. I don't really care. But we'll take off the other calipers and stuff. And basically, get all that running stuff where it needs to be. We ain't going to have a choke cable. We'll have to operate that manually, but that's no biggie. You know, just bits and pieces like that. And then next Wednesday, Crispy's going to be in the house. He's coming down. What I want him to do is just to have a look at the bike, give it the once saver and make sure that he's happy to run with it. And if there's anything that he needs doing, then I'll crack on and get that done. But on Wednesday, we're coming up with a plan and a date for the dyno day, which is going to be mint. It's probably going to be on a Saturday. And I've already said to him, it's a case of, you know, we want to, you know, do a run, see what it's like. Is there anything that we need to improve? How can we improve it? And we go through and do it. And it'll probably be a case of him doing all the runs. We'll have a natter about stuff and go, okay, well, let's try this. I'll do all the changes and then he can have another run at it. You know, just because that way it's not eating into his time. So Wednesday is when the plan comes up, which I am properly looking forward to. I've got a deadline to try and hit now as well. I've also dropped Jamie a message. He's probably still a kip because he put some stupid hours in, that fella. But he's going to come down at some point and give us a hand wiring in the M unit just for the engine side and the dash. So the instruments have obviously got all the warning lights and stuff on. So I want, you know, like the neutral light, the oil pressure light, you know, that sort of stuff. We can hook it into the cool so we can get the rev counter working and all that other sort of gubbins. But I want a loom that just gets the engine running. That was a text. Is that him? Is he awake? What was it? Was it you? No, it wasn't. Who's Banana Brooks? Anyway, so yeah, we get Jamie in. He can get the wiring and stuff sorted. So I've just got, as far as fabrication goes, it's just that battery tray that needs to be made. I'm going to have to try and source another strap. I've just looked on delivery of that flaming strap, the retaining strap. It's not getting here until 20th of February. It said UK stock, but then you go through and look at all the tracking and it's got all, you know, bloody export stuff on it and, you know, it's not in the UK. I don't know where it is. But I haven't got one here. And I really wanted one because that tells me how high the back needs to be. I've got measurements. I can have a pretty good guess at it. And if we need to change stuff, then we will do. But that's the only fabrication that I need to get done. So it may be a case that Jamie's down this weekend so we can get on with M unit and the wiring. If he is, then that's all we're going to, you know, dedicate the time to, sort of stuff. Just because people really wanted to see that and how it's done and everything else. And if it means the battery's just kind of sitting there loose for the minute, then that's fine and I can crack on and get that done next week. So that's the plan. That is the plan. It is nice, isn't it? It's nice to know where stuff is going. But there you go. So anyway, just a quick update just to let you know what's going on. I need to start making at least one end of that a little bit round so I can stick it in a chuck. Because then I can do this insert and stuff as well. The insert, I'm just going to be doing it, you know, during my lunch breaks and stuff like that. I think I could get it done before the dyno day, so it would be good. You know, if the fuel tap turns up, I can stick all this lot onto the fuel tank and it's all done and dusted. just because that way, when we do the dyno run, the M unit and all that other gubbins is going to be covered up. It's just the battery, and we can protect that quite happily. So that's kind of the plan. There is a truckload going on, and I need to pull my finger out and get stuff done. So let's yap. That's where I'm going to leave it for this one, because I need to get on. But thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you ever so much to all those people that have been chipping in and helping support the build. You would have seen all your names come up and everything else. I will update that as of today, which is Thursday. So if you've chipped in, up to this point sort of stuff, then your name will be on there. And, we just keep cracking on and see where we can go. But anyway, I do hope you're well and staying safe. And we will see you on the next one. Laters!